welcome to Chicago Film News. I'm Terence Hartnett, sitting here with Alex Pissios, president of Cinespace Film Studios. Alex, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So here we are, we're in your home court. We're in Cinespace Studios. Tell me about what you do here.
Yeah, so Cinespace is a actual film studio. We have sound stages and offices for productions to come film here. We also have a lot of auxiliary companies here, like lighting companies, camera companies, post-production companies, casting, animation is here now. DePaul University has a footprint here, so it's really a true film hub is what's kind of been created
Wow.
here.
Yeah, you have Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, Empire. What am I missing?
The Shy just finished up.
The Shy,
here,
oh
which
yeah.
is going great. Yeah,
Nice.
We're really excited about that. And we already signed 3 Fox pilots. We signed another NBC Universal show, and we're working hopefully with CBS for another show too. So it's busy.
You're almost full up, right?
Yeah, we're absolutely full. Yeah.
Yeah, all 30 sound stages or something
Yes,
like that? Is that
30
right?
sound stages, yeah, which makes us the second largest film studio in the United States, with Universal having 31 stages.
31.
Yeah.
You're this close?
That close.
This close. Unbelievable. I want to take you back to 2007. I think that's the right year,
Yeah, yeah.
right? You're in Chicago, and times are a little tough.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah. Very tough. 2007 was not a good year.
Not a good year?
No. So I was a developer in the real estate business, and obviously the real estate market crashed, and I crashed along with it. You know, it was a bad time. Not a good time at all. I mean,
And you're married with 4 kids.
married
You have
with
a
4
family
kids.
support.
Yeah, eviction notice on the house, which I still actually have the sticker. My uncle made me frame it, and it hangs in my office.
You have a framed eviction notice.
Oh yeah.
In your office.
It's my diploma is what he told me. The best education I could have gotten.
I'm sure it keeps you humble. I
Well,
think.
it keeps you humble, all right. Yeah, it keeps you humble. There's a wedding. I have a family member that was getting married in Toronto, and I didn't obviously feel like going. So my cousin Jim, who runs Toronto Cinespace, really just calling me up. Come on, the cousins need to see each other. Your kids haven't seen my kids, and it actually was a trip that changed my life. After the church, we went to the hall, and there was my uncle, in the back wearing a white suit, and he was smoking a cigar, and I'm like, he's like, how's things, and I said, they're okay. I don't want to tell him what was going on in my life, and he says, it's funny, everything's okay in Chicago. He says the rest of the country, he says, is upside down. How are you doing? Okay, So I opened up to him and told him, well, actually things weren't that great. And from that conversation, I mean, really, that's how Cinespace started. I mean, it wasn't some big thought-out business plan. It wasn't something that was for monetary gain. Really, it was just an uncle that wanted to help his nephew, and this is what's happened.
It's a family business.
A true family business.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. It's amazing what happened here.
'Cause at the time, it was a steel mill.
Yeah,
Is that right?
So it's kind of interesting, right? Yeah, it was Ryerson Steel, which Ryerson Steel started in the late 1800s. They were shutting down. They were bought up by an equity firm in Beverly Hills. 5,000 jobs were falling apart.
Wow.
And which is really exciting because just last week, the governor and the mayor were here with Dick Wolf celebrating Chicago PD's 100th episode, and the number 16,000 jobs have been created since we opened up here.
Chicago jobs, right here.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
Illinois. Oh, yeah, all real jobs, Illinois jobs.
Great.
Yeah.
I want to hear about you and Uncle Nick. I want to hear about how the working relationship goes. 'Cause I read somewhere that you go out to LA with Uncle Nick,
Yeah.
and you're presenting United Front, right? But
Yes.
you're back here. You said you fight like brothers behind closed doors.
Oh well, he was the general, and I was
Okay.
the private. I mean, it was you just took orders from Nick.
I see.
And but I'll tell you, the work ethic of Nick is why I think myself and my brothers work the way we do. I mean, here's Nick at that time in his late 60s, and I'm picking him up 5 in the morning, and then we're working here till 10 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Monday through Sunday. There was no Sunday that was not different than Monday. But at the time, again, I loved it, because I could smell that there was some future for me, and my family is more importantly. So, and my wife didn't mind at all. She's like, go to work, no problem. A lot better than seeing you sit here, and because it was a dark place I was at. When we lost everything, it was really a really hard time for me, because all my life, I'm born and raised in Chicago. I come from my dad was a special education teacher. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. Went to Chicago public schools. Then I went to Maine East High School, went to Northeastern Illinois University. So it was, I was always a go-getter my whole life, and so that was a hard time when things crashed. But again, just from an uncle that really came to help, and it really was about help.
Yeah.
This has happened.
Yeah, it's kind of a rags to riches comeback story.
Yeah, and it's about being humble, and giving back to the community. That's really a main focus for me every day.
Giving back to me, and then you've got the charity, the
Cinespace charity. Yes, we're really proud of that. That's really grown lately. About a year ago, we hired Sheila Brown to come and run Cinecares for me, and she's doing a tremendous job outreaching mainly in this community, North Lawndale, which needs a lot of outreach. We started an internship program with NBC and Dick Wolf Films, which no studio in the country has done, where we're giving at least high school graduates and above an opportunity to work on these shows as a paying intern. And after the internship program, there's a graduation, and at that point, if there still is an interest, they actually have an opportunity to get into the union.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Alex, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me.
Yeah. And for you at home, please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, and leave a comment. I've been Terence Hartnett, your host. Thanks for watching.